Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Living La Dolce Vita, the channel that brings you flying, walking, cycling, swearing, no, I'm only joking, and DIY project that I'm doing at the moment. Anyway, as you can see in front of you, a little bit of a mess. Understatement. Anyway, so I think previously I was in my previous film, saying about making a start in this front room. So this is making a start. I've now the unfortunate problem I have is I got nowhere to store furniture and stuff. So I've cleared out as much as I could into the other room without, clutching up so much that I can't move around. Excuse me. But the rest is being pushed back to one side. So the plan for today, as you can see, I made a start. I'm just waiting for my other camera to charge up, which has got the time-lapse facility on it. This camera hasn't, so I wanted to get on with the work, but so I couldn't show you what I was doing here. So I'll just hopefully show you quickly the last piece that I'm going to do here. I'll explain it shortly. So the new boards are 60 wide. So what I'm planning to do, I've cut through enough planks to accommodate 2 lengths of flooring plus a little bit extra for manoeuvring around, and do what I need to do in that area. Then I can move the furniture back over the top and then carry on the other side. Ooh. Anyway, I'll go and see how much time it takes me to do 2 boards, and then I'll work out from there, because obviously I've got other things I need to do today, unfortunately. Like go to the bank. So I know I'm burbling a bit. Now, unfortunately, I got this, I'll say unfortunately, but I got this Hitachi saw here, which suddenly died on me for some reason, and I don't know why. But, so what I was doing, I was cutting to be able to make a start to get the boards up, these floorboards. I cut through there, and then that means then I can chisel into the ends to break them out. So I've got a floating end here now. That'll give me hopefully enough purchase to start working my way along, getting the boards up. Yes, it suddenly died, so I had to because I hadn't gone down deep enough. I had to finish off with a handsaw, which was only about a millimetre, so fortunately it was okay. But if that machine doesn't work anymore, then I'm going to have to cut all these by hand all the way along. There we are. So if you're going to do something similar, so this is the way I do it. Excuse me. Right, I'm just going to pause so I can set this camera up on a tripod a minute. Come back. So to enable me to start lifting these boards up, I could have prized up the ends here, but when it starts going under the skirting board, it gets a bit awkward. So I'm going to use these for other jobs, so I'm trying to keep as much length as I can. Yeah, I could have gone a bit closer, but I need a bit of space to work around in. Anyway, so what I've done, I cut through the board all the way through, missing the beam, of course, and yeah, just making sure. I mean, there's a bit hit and miss. To have an idea what's underneath, but I know there's nothing underneath really, it's just a space. Right, now I'm burbling now. So what I need to do now is to try and find where, I don't know if you can see them, where the fixing nails are. I don't know if you can see those. And these are so-and-so's to get out. But so I need to find where they're located here, and then make an imaginary line to the end, get a chisel in and split it, and hopefully it'll split either side of the nail. The problem is sometimes they've put the nails underneath the skirting board, so obviously the skirting board then has been put on later, so I can't really tell where the nail is. I can't feel it, so I'm going to have to rough guesstimate about a centimetre in, half an inch in. So when you do it, you'll know, because it'll suddenly go, hopefully. Excuse the noise. There we are. That was a good guess. I don't know if you can see there's a nail there. So you split the other side of the nail. I'll just do another one, that's, I think. Maybe not one. Three of the nail. So I'll try and do the same on this end. Rough guesstimate that is round about that area. There we are. Now, sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes you can't get enough lift, or sometimes to pull that out. So all I do is just go in at that. There we are. That comes a bit easier then. Right. So that's the last one for this run. So this is, as I say, 2 boards. I think the board comes to around about here, or here somewhere like that. So obviously there's going to be a bit of a gap, but all I'll do is I'll probably put one of these back down to fill the gap while I'm walking around. Now, I'm not going to do it now. I'll show you on the time lapse eventually, but these will need to come out, these nails obviously. So let's see if I'll just do one, I think, to show you. Now let's see if, let's choose a nice easy one, hopefully. Right. Okay. Right. So I'm not going to have much joy with those, I don't expect. So all I'm going to do is, and they come off clean like that. And then I'll just bash the little bit in after that, and that'll be fine. You know, it's so I haven't got time to mess about trying to get them out by, you know. Just do one more. So that just snaps off. And in fact that's gone down below the level of the wood, so I don't have to worry about that. So a bit fiddly and laborious, but obviously the new floor will sit on this, etc, etc. Right, so I'm going to sign off for now. Hope it's not too hot where you are. It's about 30 degrees here at the moment and I'm sweating like anything. Anyway, right, hopefully see you on the time lapse. Bye for now. Okay, welcome back. So just pulled up a few of those, well, it's 2 or 3, yeah, it's about 3 planks, floorboards or whatever they're called. So, now you may think, well, why did I choose those in particular rather than these further back? Well, I was hoping when this machine went on the blink, I was hoping that there was some sort of safety cutout on it and it reset itself, but it hasn't, so I'm assuming it's died for whatever reason. Anyway, so I wanted to, because obviously I need to cut here somewhere to free up these boards. Well, I may not have to, but certainly on this one I will, because I didn't know where, because this is a gas supply of course, and I wasn't sure where the pipe was running underneath. So I've now discovered where it is, so I can safely cut now. It'll have to be done with a handsaw, so I don't know if you can see, it's just running vertically down and then underneath. So what shall I do? I may, as long as I'm careful, I'll cut along here a bit. Yeah, and then the second line, so that will free out. Yeah, I'll probably do that. Anyway, you can watch me do that, I suppose. So, let me set the camera down somewhere, so you can actually see what I'm doing, hopefully. Right, what do I do with the saw? Risk it any further than that for the minute, because it'll be quite weak at that point, so it should break away. So what I'm going to do now, just going to sticking a bit, so I'm going to use a well trusted method of sticky saws, just from some can. It's a bit rusty as well. Some candle wax over it. Now, much better. Where's the gas pipe? Yeah. I think I've missed. Yeah. Right, that was free. Whew. Right, so. Okay, so what we'll do now, we'll just ease this up a minute. Hopefully it'll... No. Some of you may be thinking, do not stand over the plank. Because if it suddenly pops, up it comes between my legs. But I don't think it will, but just in case. Just, I think... The others came up easy as winking. Right, just stick a screwdriver under there. Stop coming back down. Obviously try not to... Right, this is the awkward bit, doing the start. After that it's plain sailing. He said hopefully this will... There's a bit of a gap in there. Whew. It is warm, and I'll show you. Whew. Yeah, it's only went and then it was flying. Right, so what I'm going to do now is work my way along. They suddenly pop. See if I be a little bit careful. Pull up my hand now. Ooh. Maybe not. Should do it. Right. A little bit careful. So, never mind. Let's should free the pipe, hopefully. Right, now I just want to do it on this one. I don't want to saw them all across at this point. I'm just going to sacrifice this piece so I can get the saw a bit closer, because if I try and split this at that sort of length, you know, it's going to be difficult. But I'll have to fiddle around on this one. These other ones I'll cut a bit closer to the skirting board. Hey, well, welcome back. So, managed to get that out, but yes, it turns out, I was wondering why I thought there was a safety cutout on it if you overloaded it or jammed it or whatever it might be. And when I was trying it later, it would start and then it would stop. And I thought, well, this is bizarre. What's wrong? I thought, oh, right, there must be a dodgy connection inside the machine. You know, wires come loose or something. But, you know, to be honest, that's not likely. And it was by pure chance, as I was coming up here, I could hear some crackling noise in this socket. So I tried the machine in there again, and it worked, and then it didn't work. And I tried it in my other socket, and it works perfectly. So obviously it's the sockets at fault. So that's another job I've got to sort out. I'm suspecting there's a wires come loose in behind. That's what I'm hoping anyway. I think that's probably what's happened. So anyway, as it turns out, I managed to get up to the wall, obviously, and there was a piece of floor jammed underneath the skirting board. So I didn't really want to knock it out, but I've temporarily taken that bit of skirting board out so I could get in on that corner there. Won't be too much of a problem. It's just another little bit of job to put it back, that's all. Now then, so as you can see, we've got about 4 feet of space underneath this floor. So, and bizarrely, which I can never work out why they've done it, because this is the same in this side and the other side and in the back room. It's all done exactly the same way. They've just piled up loose bricks and jammed a bit of slate under there as a damp course, but all this is loose. Now I'm not quite sure why they've done that. Well, probably because they couldn't be asked to do it properly, but it's the most bizarre way of building things I've come across. But this house is what, over almost 100 years old, so it stood the test of time, so why should I change it? It seems fairly solid. Anyway, here we are. So that's all I'm going to do now, is get the rest of these boards up. Now, what I will say, so I've got to be careful now, because obviously I'm going to be stepping through the gaps. Once these, excuse me a minute. Now, once these two are up, that's it. I'm going to leave this one in situ, because it's tucked under the skirting board. Most, you know, and for me to get that out is going to be a major issue. You know, if it was a short length I wouldn't say so much, but it's not. It's the whole length tucked underneath the skirting board, so I'm going to leave that in place, and then the new boards will start at this point here. And then to try and cut down on well, there shouldn't be much of a draft underneath it, hopefully. But this is one of the reasons I'm putting these down is to get rid of all these joints, to stop the drafts coming up. I've got, you'll see it in the future films, but I've got blocks of Celotex underneath this floor ready to insulate between the joists. So, yeah, so well, I suspect what I'll have to do is to scribe in the new boards, because none of these beams, the centres are all different. You know, if they were like 50 centimetres apart, great, but they're not. Let's just check. Okay, so this one is, what's this one? The gap between that is 36. This one is 40, near enough. This one just 40, coming up to 41, 39, and that's 40. So you get the idea. You know, this is what makes these jobs so much more difficult with the old houses. Sorry about the camera work, I'm just trying to dodge around things. So yeah, this is what makes it so frustrating and awkward with these old houses trying to do this work. I mean, if I was ever to buy another house like this, the first thing I'd do, I'd gut it from top to bottom rather than retrofit everything. Start at the top in the loft all the way and work my way down, and I'd probably reset all these beams, put proper, because all these beams are set on slate damp course, so I'd reset them on proper plastic damp course, perhaps recenter them as well, sort out that stupidity in the corner where the beam is just sitting on bricks. But yes, with these boards, because they're all, they're one big span, and they'll be glued together with a tongue and groove, and they'll be screwed, of course, down. Excuse me. The whole floor will stiffen up, and oh yeah. Right, so I'm burbling. I'm going to get on with this now and get these last two up, and then. And then get on with something else. Right. Okay, everybody, welcome back to Living La Dolce Vita. The front room refurb part, well, whatever it is. 2, isn't it? Or 3, I don't know yet. It depends on how much editing I do, because this is all the same day. Anyway, so, what did I say? Yes, I've got to get these last 2 up, but I think what I'll do first is these 2 planks. These are all just sitting on there for me to something to walk on. So I'll get the first piece in. I think this is going to be the most awkward bit to get it to square up with the joists, etc. And then I can scribe it in probably to fit that plank at the back. Once that one is in, that's. Yeah. Anyway, but I'm thinking on my feet at the moment. So what I've got to do, I'm going to double check the ends of the beams as well while I'm at it. They should be in good nick, because they were checked when I moved in. Obviously this insulation has got to be taken out. Well, I'll just push it down as I'm going and then take it out at the last minute. And I've got to put the boards down. Yeah, anyway. But I don't want to do any gluing till the very last minute on these boards, simply because if I glue them and screw them down, I found when I was in the back room, I couldn't get the next board into the which way round was it? Either the groove into the tongue into the groove, or the groove into the tongue onto the tongue, because obviously it was clamped down and the floor's slightly bowed, so it doesn't line up. So I've got to be careful and don't get ahead of myself. Right, so while I was off camera, the nails down here, I couldn't knock them off with the hammer, so I just got the angle grinder on those there, so that the board will hopefully fit down. So just what we need to do now is a bit of hoovering up to clean a bit of the debris away, get a sheet in and get him ready to mark him up. Bye for now. Okay, welcome back everybody to living la Dolce Vita. Anyway, it's warm work. I don't know what it is outside, but it's about 26, 27 degrees. Stifling in here. Well, not too bad in here, but still warm. Anyway, right, so you'll have seen some time lapse, hopefully, of me putting this down. So basically, I'm not going to film it all. I don't see the point. It's just repeating the process. Cut the ends free here so I can get them to lift, etc, etc, all the way along. And in case you were wondering, yes, these are down the right way, because I'll show you on here now. I don't know if you can see, but it says there, this side down, obviously. So if you're doing this and you've never done it before, just make sure that you follow those instructions. I'm not really sure why that should be. Obviously it's a different colour to the top to the bottom. There must be a reason, I'm sure. But anyway, it could be something to do with damp. Who knows that, that one side might be more resistant to moisture than the other. Anyway, I'm just going to follow the instructions regardless. So, yes, this is a bit tricky because, as I pointed out earlier, the beams, the centres don't match everywhere, and so the distance between the beams that way is different, and also I've had this before in the back room, that where the beams are out of line in that direction as well. So to try and get them these edges to line up middle for diddle all the way through is a real pain. However, we shall get there. Now then, I was going to put some down, put insulation, and then work my way along, but I think I've changed my mind. I think I shall get the boards up. Obviously I'll have to move the furniture across as and when. But I'll get all the boards up so I can get this down loose, and fitted, ready, and then I shall then come back and put the insulation down. So okay, so I shall get back to you on the next film with the hopefully the floor down with it being loose, and then ready for the next stage. So there we are. Bye for now.